What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Turf Therapy. We're going to start off in the backyard today for two reasons. First reason is I'm going to give you an update on what this Aneuw looks like here as far as the poetry. Second reason is we got a harvest. Look at her. Isn't she pretty? This is my golden beauty cabbage. She's ready. Let's go ahead and snatch her up real quick. All right, so we got the golden beauty cabbage in the house soaking. This is the backyard. This is where I'm at right now. I took a page from Cam's book and I went ahead and brought her down to 3 inches. I had her at 3 1/4. I brought her down to 3 inches, but check it out. So this is where the huge infestation of poetry was. Now, if you look closely, you can kind of see some remnants of it still in here. But it's doing exactly what I wanted to do as far as the Aneuw. It has suppressed it so much that you can barely even notice. Did it kill the poetry? Absolutely not. The poetry is still alive, but it was stunted so much that it's not doing too much to the turf. It's definitely not spreading. So like I said, using that product over a long period of time might just be a nice tool for you. Back on topic for the video, there's an easier way to spoon feed, and it's simply using liquids. So if you do the math out, what you'll realize, these liquid fertilizers, they're very low doses of N, P, and K. And usually when a person is talking about spoon feeding, they're talking about putting anywhere from 1/4 pound or less of fertilizer on their lawn, but at much more frequent rates. So I have a couple of products that I want to show you that I'll be using outside of this 7020 that I'm going to use specifically on this side plot to help bring her back a little bit. Now, before we hop into the applications, I just want to show you what the front yard is looking like. And I mean, the front yard is looking good. Now, the last time I did any applications to this lawn was about 3 weeks ago. And I used Simple Lawn Solutions 31818 and I used their 2800. And that stuff is so cool. It has the best looking color. It kind of looks like a blue Gatorade, like that cool ice blue Gatorade. It looks so good, you might want to drink it, but don't do that. So I don't want to push too much nitrogen because although the weather is cooling back off, it isn't going to last very long. Looks like it's only going to last about a week. But since I have this dip in weather, this is the perfect time to come back behind and try to recover my side plot right before the summer gets here and it's here to stay for the remainder of the season. All right, let's get to it. These are my products of choice. We're going to do 1/4 pound of the 7020, specifically 1/4 pound of potassium. I want 1/4 pound of potassium, not necessarily 1/4 pound of nitrogen. And I'm gonna come back on top of that with this, the Bio MP, and it's a BioPro soil additive, right? This stuff is cool because it has 2 ingredients in there, well, really 3 ingredients in there I really like, which is the molasses, citric acid, and a little bit of iron. So this is going to give us a quick color fix along with a little bit of nitrogen, not too much, just enough to get things going. And that molasses is really going to feed the microbes, let them multiply. And if there's any other little funky stuff in there, they'll get to work and eat it up for me. Now, I told you I'm dealing with soil compaction very bad on this side plot. So we're going to run a little bit of the soil loosener from Simple Lawn Solutions as well. And then, of course, I'm gonna smack with a little bit more Hydretain. Now, with all these products, you wanna get them watered in. But today, for me, it's in the evening. It's about 6 o'clock right now. So this is the perfect time for me to apply it because the rain is gonna start about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Now, because the Hydretain doesn't like to sit on the leaf blade, I will give it a nice quick watering, about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'll let Mother Nature finish up the rest after the dew sets in and then that water really gets rained back in. And then I'll bring you back in about 3 days. All right, stay tuned.
Music.
All right, guys, welcome back. Special shout out to Marcus for that epic B-roll you just saw. Yes, I have the best neighbor in the world, and he also happens to be a very handy cameraman. So this is where we're at right now. I already mowed up the front, I already mowed up the back, got the side plot, got some edging. I still need the blow, but the color looks really good. Now, we got about 2 inches of rain, and look at this growth. This growth is crazy. We have to be at about 6 inches. I did 1 clean pass already, but I want to talk about something you're going to see me doing, and it's going to be bagging. Now, I'm bagging for 2 reasons. 1, I'm overgrown, and 2, because I'm overgrown and the weather is changing, and we're now entering into a climate where our soil temps are sustaining 60 and 65 degrees. Our humidity is up to at least 70%, and the heat during the day, as far as the highs, are looking at 85, and we're staying above 60 at night. Now, all of that means is that is a disease triangle starting to form, and me mulching all this in, although it would be feeding my lawn and doing benefits, kind of sort of like a spoon feeding, I don't want it to have to fight for airflow. And on top of that, I just want to make sure that my cultural practices, cutting it at 4 1/4, is really giving it the best chance to thrive during this disease pressure season. Now, with that being said, this is 80% perennial rye. I overseeded this with the My Soil perennial rye double dark blend, and I'm very impressed with it. It's held up to this point until it started to kind of fall off. That's why we fed it. We got plenty of rain, and now she's bouncing back. But I want you to remember something with ryegrass. As it starts to check out, as she starts to fade, don't panic and think that you have a fungus. She's gonna start showing her stalks. It's almost gonna look like a hayishy type stalk is going on. It's gonna look like you possibly have a fungus, but it's not a fungus. I promise you, it's just the perennial rye going dormant. So know your turf type, understand your climate before you jump to a conclusion thinking that you need to break out the exospestrobin or propiconazole or something like that. I'm gonna go ahead and mow up this side plot, see if I can do something real nice, and then we'll get you guys out of here. Stay tuned. All right, that's it. Got nice little diagonals we throwing at them. So just to wrap this thing up full circle, spoon feeding does not have to be complicated. Yes, you can go and pick up something super handy like my app that will break down those nice light applications for you. But really the easy button here is just using liquid fertilizer. And as you guys already know, I use plenty of simple lawn solutions. I use that 532 from BioPro. So just think about that. As far as the dose rate, you're already micro feeding. You just have to keep up with your applications. Now, on another note, I just had an idea while I was mowing this lawn. Have y'all seen my man Polo over at Polo Fields Lawn Service? This guy arguably has the best stripes I have ever seen in my entire life. And the craziest thing is he doesn't even have a stripe kit. So I thought, you know, I can do some stripes better than Polo. So I got these burnt in. I feel I can get at least 1 more striping in before it does damage to this lawn. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm throwing the glove at Polo. I'm throwing the glove at Polo, PJ, and so PJ from Girls Lawn, I'm throwing the towel at you. Cam from Elevated Lawnscapes, I'm throwing the glove at you. I wanna see who can pull off the best stripes within the last couple weeks of the season before the summer really sets in. Hey, and you know, Striper Man, if you wanna hop in, I see you over there, striping. Lawn Tools over there, you on this, I see you over there striping. My man Long Time Coming, B Davis over at Long Time Coming. If you want to hop in, go ahead and get in on this. Let's do it. Battle of the stripes. Let's go. Check you next time.